Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English podcast. Today we will talk about cleaning my room. Cleaning your room is a very common activity and an important part of daily life. Talking about it in English helps you practice verbs, furniture vocabulary, and simple sentences about actions you do at home. Even beginners can describe the process step by step and share their experiences. A good way to start is to explain why cleaning your room is important. For example, I clean my room to make it neat, or I clean my room to find my things easily. You can also add, a clean room is nice and comfortable, and I feel happy when it is tidy. These sentences are short, clear, and easy to remember for beginners. Next, you can describe how often you clean your room. For example, I clean my room every day, or I clean my room every weekend. You can also add details. I clean my room every Saturday morning, and it usually takes 1 hour. Using time expressions like every day, every morning, or every weekend helps organize your sentences and makes your English clearer. It is helpful to talk about the things you clean. For example, I make my bed, or I pick up my clothes from the floor. You can also add more detail. I make my bed and put my pillows neatly, or I pick up my clothes and put them in the wardrobe. These simple sentences describe actions clearly and help beginners practice verbs related to cleaning. Finally, talking about cleaning your room is a great way to practice daily routine verbs, furniture vocabulary, and descriptive sentences. By explaining what you do, how often you do it, and why it is important, you can speak confidently about this everyday activity. We will talk about preparing your room before cleaning and organizing your things. Preparing is an important first step because it makes cleaning easier and faster. Talking about preparation helps beginners practice simple verbs, furniture vocabulary, and sequences of actions. A good way to start is to look around your room and decide what to clean first. For example, I look at my room and see what is messy, or I check the floor, my desk, and my bed. You can also add details. I see that there are clothes on the floor and books on the desk, so I need to put them in the right place. Short sentences like these are easy to understand and useful for beginners. Next, you can describe picking up and sorting your things. For example, I put my clothes in the wardrobe, or I put my books on the shelf. You can add more detail. I put my clothes in the wardrobe and fold them carefully, or I organize my books by size on the shelf. These sentences show step-by-step actions and help practice simple verbs like put, fold, and organize. It is also helpful to mention preparing cleaning tools. For example, I take a broom and a dustpan, or I get a cloth and some cleaning spray. You can add details. I take a broom to sweep the floor and a cloth to clean the table and shelves. Talking about tools and objects helps beginners learn vocabulary for items used at home. Another idea is to describe moving items to make space for cleaning. For example, I move the chair to sweep the floor, or I take the toys from the floor and put them in a box. Adding small details makes your sentences longer and more interesting. I move the chair and the small table so I can clean under them, or I put all my toys in a box to keep the floor clear. Finally, preparing and organizing your room is a great way to practice verbs, objects, and sequences of actions in English. By explaining what you do before cleaning, you make your sentences clear and easy to follow. We will talk about sweeping, dusting, and cleaning surfaces in your room. These are the main steps of cleaning, and talking about them helps you practice English verbs, furniture vocabulary, and simple sentences about actions you do at home. A good way to start is to describe sweeping the floor. For example, I take a broom and sweep the floor, or I sweep all the dust and dirt into a small pile. You can also add more detail. I sweep under the bed and the table to make sure the floor is clean. Using verbs like sweep and clean helps beginners describe everyday actions clearly. Next, you can talk about dusting surfaces. For example, I use a cloth to dust the table, or I dust the shelves and the windowsill. You can add details. I carefully dust all the shelves and the furniture so there is no dust left, or I use a soft cloth to clean my desk and my chair. Short step-by-step sentences make your English easy to understand. It is also helpful to describe cleaning objects and decorations. For example, I clean my books and toys, or I wipe my lamp and my mirror. You can add details. I wipe my books and my toys to remove dust, or I clean the mirror carefully so it is shiny. Using verbs like wipe and clean helps beginners practice simple English actions. Another idea is to describe moving furniture while cleaning. For example, I move the chair and sweep under it, or I lift the small table and clean the floor. You can also add, I make sure every corner is clean and nothing is left on the floor. These sentences help learners practice organizing actions logically. Finally, sweeping, dusting, and cleaning surfaces is a great way to practice daily routine verbs, furniture vocabulary, and short descriptive sentences. By explaining each action, you can describe your cleaning process clearly and confidently. We will talk about organizing clothes, books, and personal items after cleaning your room. Organizing is an important step because it makes your room look neat and helps you find things easily. Talking about organizing helps you practice simple verbs, furniture vocabulary, and daily life sentences in English. A good way to start is to describe organizing your clothes. For example, I fold my clothes and put them in the wardrobe, or I hang my jackets on hangers. You can also add more detail. I fold my t-shirts and put them on the shelf, and I hang my jackets neatly in the wardrobe. Using verbs like fold, put, and hang helps beginners describe everyday actions clearly. Next, you can talk about organizing books and school materials. For example, I put my books on the shelf, or I organize my notebooks in a drawer. You can add details. I arrange my books by size on the shelf, or I put my notebooks in the drawer so my desk looks tidy. Short step-by-step sentences make your English clear and easy to follow. It is also helpful to describe arranging personal items. For example, I put my toys in a box, or I arrange my pens and pencils on my desk. You can add details. I put my toys in a small box and put the box on the shelf, or I organize my pens, pencils, and markers in a cup on my desk. These sentences practice everyday vocabulary and actions. Another idea is to mention how you feel after organizing. For example, my room looks clean and tidy, or I feel happy because everything is in the right place. You can also add, I enjoy seeing my room neat, and it is easier to find my things. Talking about feelings makes your sentences more personal and natural. Finally, organizing clothes, books, and personal items is a great way to practice simple verbs, vocabulary for objects, and descriptive sentences about your daily life. By explaining what you do and how you feel, you can describe your room clearly and confidently in English. We will talk about finishing touches and checking your room after cleaning. This is the final step to make sure your room is tidy and everything is in its place. Talking about finishing touches helps you practice English verbs, adjectives, and short sentences about daily routines. A good way to start is to look around your room and check everything. For example, I look at my room to see if it is clean, or I check the floor, desk, and shelves. You can also add details. I see that the bed is made, the floor is clean, and the books are on the shelf. Short sentences like these are easy to remember and describe actions clearly. Next, you can talk about small finishing touches. For example, I put my pillows neatly on the bed, or I arrange my toys in a box. You can also add, I straighten the chairs and move the small table to its place, or I put my clothes in the wardrobe and fold the blankets on the bed. Using verbs like put, arrange, move, and fold helps beginners explain daily actions clearly. It is also helpful to clean small areas again if needed. For example, I wipe the desk with a cloth, or I sweep under the bed again. You can add details. I make sure there is no dust anywhere and the room looks nice. These simple sentences make your cleaning process complete and organized. Another idea is to mention how you feel after finishing cleaning. For example, I feel happy because my room is clean, or I like my tidy room and everything is in its place. You can also add, I enjoy sitting on my sofa and looking at my clean room because it feels comfortable and cozy. Talking about feelings makes your sentences more personal and natural. Finally, finishing touches and checking your room is a great way to practice verbs, vocabulary, and descriptive sentences. By explaining what you do at the end of cleaning, you can speak clearly about daily routines and how to keep your space neat and organized. We will talk about how to keep your room clean every day and simple tips for staying organized. Cleaning your room once is good, but keeping it tidy every day makes life easier and more comfortable. Talking about daily habits helps you practice English verbs, time expressions, and short sentences about routines. A good way to start is to describe small daily habits. For example, I make my bed every morning, or I put my clothes in the wardrobe after changing. You can add more detail. I make my bed first thing in the morning, and it makes my room look neat all day. These simple sentences are easy for beginners and show daily routines clearly. Next, you can talk about putting things in the right place immediately. For example, I put my toys in a box after playing, or I put my books back on the shelf after reading. Adding details helps your sentences. I always put my pens and pencils in a cup on my desk, so the desk looks tidy. Using simple verbs like put, organize, and return helps beginners speak about habits clearly. It is also helpful to describe small cleaning tasks each day. For example, I sweep the floor every evening, or I dust my desk once a week. You can add details. I sweep a little every evening so the floor is always clean, or I dust the furniture on Saturday mornings. These sentences help practice time expressions like every day, every evening, and once a week. Another idea is to talk about how keeping your room clean makes you feel. For example, I feel happy when my room is tidy, or a clean room makes me feel comfortable and relaxed. You can add, I enjoy spending time in my clean room because everything is in the right place and it looks nice. Talking about feelings makes your English personal and natural. Finally, keeping your room clean every day is a great way to practice verbs, time expressions, and simple sentences about routines. By sharing your tips and habits, you can describe your daily life clearly and speak confidently about how to organize and take care of your space. This concludes our episode on cleaning my room. By practicing preparation, cleaning, organizing, finishing touches, and daily habits, you can speak naturally and clearly about keeping your home tidy in English.
Leave a comment under this video and one of you will get 40 English lessons for free.